has nothing to do with manning up, and the only person you should ever change for is yourself. And obviously it depends on the changes that were asked of you. It's one thing if she wanted you to put the toothpaste away when you were done, something small and insignificant. But if she was asking you to change core pieces of your personality or who you are, that needs to come from you, not her. Otherwise, it won't be sustainable. Yeah, you might successfully change all these things about yourself. You're the perfect man for her. Then you would slip back into old habits, and that lack of consistency would cause you to lose her anyways. Also, resentment would build, because if you didn't truly want to make those changes, you're gonna feel like you did a ton for her. It's gonna weigh you down constantly, building resentment. And also, there's a clear lack of respect if she's expecting you to change a lot of things about yourself. Because when you respect someone, you don't want them to change. It also could be a sign that she's flat out not right for you. She doesn't like the person you already are. And this doesn't mean that you shouldn't be growing. You should be growing as a person consistently and looking to improve yourself. How you grow should be coming from you and not her. The relationship is supposed to enhance your life. She should be pushing you in the direction that you want to go and being your biggest cheerleader. It's one thing if she's giving you input on maybe a bad habit that you have could cause you immense harm down the road. She's doing it from a place of caring about you. If she's trying to change you for her own personal benefit, that's a huge red flag in itself.
Next time he's mad at you for not picking a restaurant, pick the most expensive one you can find. Let's go. You wanted her to pick. She's not picking because she doesn't want to be responsible for the outcome. Because a man doesn't know how to act if he's not fully enjoying the experience.
Are you serious? What in the mind games? And it's so funny because we always talk about how men don't carry the emotional labor. But this is an example of what men do. And they get no appreciation or credit for it. Why is he always required to pick the restaurant? I understand loving it. I love it myself, but you should thank him for doing that. It's still effort. It's still work. And then he might pay on top of that. That's why you were like, choose the most expensive one. How rotten can you be to your partner? And men don't get legit mad when you don't pick the restaurant. Maybe just slightly irritated. Because it's annoying going back and forth. What would you like? Well, what are you in the mood for? Or he suggests something and you're like, no, I'm not in the mood for that. And then he suggests another thing and you're like, no, I'm not in the mood for that either. And then he's like, okay, what do you want? And then you can't answer that either. At least if you make him choose, go with exactly what he chooses. It truly is that easy.
This will trigger her wife instinct, and she will stop being mad at you and go make you a sandwich.
What kind of flowers do you like?
I'm pregnant, so obviously I need a push present, so let's go shopping. You guys need to stop having babies with broke men, because when I say push present, I don't mean a Victoria's Secret, like, body care set. I mean, like, a car, a house, jewelry, like, assets, a surrogate.
Yeah, okay. Are you encouraging all women to have this requirement? Because that's just not feasible. In this situation, isn't your child the present? I mean, I understand you wanting him to bring you some food or something. Or anything small that might help you with your healing afterwards. But most people cannot have a lifestyle like this, and they shouldn't even strive for it. And that's okay, because there's more to life than just shopping and blowing money on random stuff you don't need. Anyways, have you heard of the licensing effect? Basically, someone's more likely to do something terrible after they've done a good deed. Isn't that weird? Like, someone will donate to charity, and then a couple hours later they're being rude to their coworker.
Sir, extra cheese is $2.
Well, they didn't charge me last time.
I feel like people who say this are those one siblings. You know, when the older sibling gets grounded, and then your parents forget and ground you again the same day, and then you act upset so they don't remember. But then your younger sibling's like, but you already grounded her. So they ground you extra. And then it really ruins your day. Why is she so mad that you moved on? We are talking about toxic women in this video. She expected her life to be so much better without you. And she's realizing she was wrong. And you were supposed to be miserable without her, and you're not. You were supposed to stay heartbroken and begging her to come back and overall regretting the breakup or the divorce. But you're not, and that makes her mad. Her new relationship is not what she expected it to be. Maybe she had grass is greener syndrome and she's just like, oh crap. She doesn't want you to be happy without her. And maybe you've posted pictures with your new lady, or you've posted pictures with your friends and you're clearly having the time of your life, and she's not there. The thing is, if she truly loved you and you guys ended on relatively good terms, she might actually want you to be happy. This is also a flag that she might have not even cared about you to begin with, that it was about the control. And in some cases, she might not even want you back. She might want to prove to herself, for her ego, that she could get you back if she wanted. That she's allowing you to date that other woman, but she could have you back at any time, and that woman might need to know that. Or she'll just keep it to herself and she'll be proud of that. Don't entertain it.
Where is the easiest way to make a girl obsessed with?
By not being obsessed with her, not putting her on a pedestal? Is that what you were gonna say? Besides, a lot of men have no interest in making a woman obsessed with him. A lot of men are just done dating. Men can't handle strong women, is what some people say. Is it that he can't handle strong women, or does he not want to put up with that nonsense? Because it's not worth it. Why would he want to lose everything and have nothing to show for it? And are realizing that they're playing a rigged game full of double standards. And anytime they bring it up, they're insulted rather it being actually considered. A man seeing all these double standards and refusing to play the game is him showing self-respect. It's not weakness. Social media, dating apps, dating in person has made dating an absolute nightmare for men. Women have so many options, they see all men as disposable. Having her reciprocate? Rare. His overall worth as a human is based on his wallet or his achievements. Men would rather spend their time focusing on their purpose rather than playing this silly game. And is it actually that men can't handle strong women? Or are they just walking away from the BS? And they're choosing smarter. They're choosing women that bring value into their lives. But don't try to compete with him every 5 seconds. I keep seeing women talk about how men are just as emotional, if not more emotional than women, because of anger. Because anger is an emotion. Or is it that that's the only emotion they're allowed to express? When men are crying, we tend to lose respect for them. We see them as weak or vulnerable. When a man is overjoyed or super happy, it's an ick. But when he's angry, things get done. He's heard. And people take that seriously. If we want men to express more than just their anger, we need to make it possible for them to do so. We need to stop breaking up with men when they share things with us, when they cry, when they overall are emotional. A lot of men want to work on themselves and improve themselves, but we almost punish them for doing so. If a man wants to go get therapy, not only is it sometimes biased against him, but he's often criticized or made fun of for doing so. We are not making this easy for men, and there's a lot more we could do to help those men that are struggling. And I definitely think there's a happy middle ground between him showing emotion and being open, and also masculine for those of you super concerned about that.
And a bad guy next to each other, and on the surface they could look exactly the same. They could even behave exactly the same for a period of time. And then once they realize they have you hooked, the mask comes off, the monster comes out. The switch has been flipped, and your good guy turns into a bad guy real quick. So how are we supposed to know which ones are which? And on top of that, saying just give every good guy a chance doesn't take into account our interest, our attraction, how we perceive the chemistry to be.
Fair question. What you said at the end is a big key to it. What influences your attraction, your interest, and your chemistry? It's worth considering. Are you attracted to the men that you're attracted to because you genuinely find them attractive, or is it what you were raised to be attracted to? Because sometimes that's not the same thing. We're often taught good and bad qualities for men, what we should want and what we shouldn't want, and oftentimes we're attracted to the same men that other women are attracted to. Mate choice copying, and what I've noticed is a lot of women are attracted to these men that don't have the best qualities. Then they get hurt over and over again and they can't figure out why. And you do have a little bit of influence on who you're attracted to. If you work on yourself and become very emotionally healthy, there's a lot of behaviors and characteristics that you'll be repulsed by them. And it will make it easier for you to find someone that's more right for you. This is why we see a lot of men who are like players getting all the ladies, and then we see men who are really good men, or maybe a little bit nerdy and stuff, not getting as many women, or any women. And once you start realizing that, you stop letting it influence you as much, you will start finding the most amazing men, and the other ladies won't even be attracted to them, and you'll feel like you won the lottery. And also the difference between good and bad men is stop ignoring those red flags that you see in the beginning that you choose to ignore. Why won't she leave you alone even though you two broke up? She never thought she would be replaced. Toxic women will keep you on the back burner if it's an option. That's why it's so important to set strong boundaries and enforce them. And the reality is, you didn't replace her, you're just dating somebody else. But she'll see it as replacing. She needs to feel superior. She'll want to prove that she's still in control, not only to you, but to your new lady if you have one. She may not even want you back, she just wants to make sure that you're emotionally affected by her still, positive or negative. That's why it's best to not have any reaction to anything that she does. She hates losing control. She wanted to be able to leave and come back into your life however she wanted. But you flipped the script on her, and that probably scares her. So she now wants to disrespect not only you, but your new woman by trying to find any way to invalidate the place that she has in your life, your new girlfriend, wife, whoever. She might want to take away your peace by trying to cause tension. Maybe she's messaging your new woman behind your back because you're refusing to entertain her. Maybe she'll randomly show up at your house. Or she might spread lies to try to get you and your new lady in arguments and potentially break you up to make you miserable.